May I have your attention, please?
Someone we know could have done this.
That's crazy.
What did you do?
I think the visceral reaction for fans is they hate Monty and a lot of not very nice words, and I understand. I would hope that they would react that way. But honestly, oddly enough, there have been a lot of supporters of Monty, and I think it's just because, they see the human in him. You know, it's easy to peg him for the villain he is and the things that he has done. But behind all that, there's this confused kid who's just trying to process his emotions and doesn't really necessarily have the ability to. And also going back to he's that product of his his family life and that toxic kind of male jock culture, being part of a team. And
Absolutely. After the first season came out, people who were close to me, from best friends, family members to acquaintances, felt like they were able to share, their past or their traumas with me because it opened this dialogue. Or like, I watched it and I had this visceral reaction and I realized that something happened to me, or I've never talked about it before. And absolutely, and it gave me the language to speak to other people who may have gone through the same thing. It gave me the opportunity to be able to be there for someone else, which is all you can really do, is be there for someone else who needs it.
Well, first, I don't think he's calm.
No.
There's a storm in there always, I think. Am I anything like him? I think I've grown more. I was a spitfire when I was younger. I grew up in the Bronx. I liked to fight when I was younger. I did martial arts and all that stuff, and so I was a little bit uber aggressive. Perhaps I was compensating for my short stature, who knows? But I've mellowed out a lot, I think, and I've learned a lot from Tony about compassion and empathy. And oddly enough, this thing happens, you're playing the character, you sort of become the character, and people have felt comfortable, as Alisha has said, relaying their secrets and their traumas and pains, and it's been a privilege to bear witness to these people, because I think it's strength. You share that; it's a form of strength to speak your truth into existence, and it's been so humbling to sit back and hear these stories, and to hear in some part that I may have helped someone come to terms with something or anything like that is a wild dream that I haven't yet woken up from.
Initially, I was kind of excited about the idea of it, but I don't know that I had really any expectations. I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes with our show, you never really do know what to expect. So I knew he was dying from the get-go. I didn't want to know anything else. So I didn't want to know who did it, didn't want to know really any of the details of it until they coalesced at the end of the season. Well, I didn't want to have scenes with the person who I knew did it and be thinking in the back of my mind like, you son of so I thought it was just safer for my acting abilities. Otherwise, I would have had to have acted a lot better, and I'm not capable of that. So I decided to make it easier on myself and not know who did it.
I mean, it varies. Usually it's more like, were you at my wedding? Like, are you my cousin? Or like, they just get really confused because they're like, why do I know you? And they don't realize that it's just because I've spent, 13 plus hours in their living room or their bathroom or their bedroom, On the other end of it, people are very emotional because you can tell that it hit them very personally, and they always say that they either related to the story or they're very thankful for it, and it's always like a conversation. It's not like, sometimes it's just a selfie and peace, but like it's a conversation because they want to discuss the themes of the show, which I love and appreciate so much.